Hey, what's happening, folks? Here is the overlay video. Haven't gotten any comments yet asking for it. Hopefully we got it out quick enough that we could beat the YouTube comments, but let's rock and roll. Let's talk about the NBA overlay for the day.
Let's get this, man. Another fun night of basketball last night. I actually fell asleep during the end of that Lakers-Rockets game. Seemed like the Lakers won pretty handily.
Well, it was a really good game up until I think it was about 5-6 minutes left to go, and then LeBron and the Lakers just exerted their dominance over the Houston Rockets. It was just you saw LeBron being LeBron. LeBron was fantastic in the first half. He was hitting his three-pointers, and then he really just kind of clamped him down. Rondo was hitting his open threes, which is really big for the Lakers. And AD is he's such a mismatch for Covington and Tucker and those guys to try to guard. So they clearly look like the superior team down the last few minutes of the game. And, I think we still all expect them to win.
Speaking of Tucker, you've said a phrase to me recently about like tempting the devil, tempting fate. And I really felt that way last night with Tucker. Like one of these games, he's not going to be that great. Still went there because like he was like just so obvious on a slate with no value, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, he was obviously awful yesterday. The Rockets, really, it was Covington had a few moments, but it was really just the Westbrook and Harden show, and nobody else really came to play. If I had known about Daniel House a little bit earlier, I would have liked to probably put more onto Jeff Green, but it wasn't like he did anything special either.
Yeah, exactly. So,
all right. We had this question the other day. It was a tough one then, and it's a tough one again. Kawhi or Nikola Jokic?
I'm going to go Jokic. This series is now 2-1, correct?
Yes, in favor of the Clips.
Big swing game, obviously. I'm going to go Jokic, but, man, it's. I don't want to pick against Kawhi. I don't want to pick against Jokic. I'd rather not pick it.
At their best, I think the Clippers are the best team in the NBA. What's discouraging about them is there's just not a lot of consistency in the effort, right? There's no way. Like, really, they should be able to run through the playoffs a lot easier than they have been, but it's like they take time off. It's like they rest on their laurels, and you just don't see 100% effort out of them all the time. So I'm really curious to watch this game tonight overall because I'm a little torn on how I think it's going to go. I mean, there's the part of me where I think, like, the Clippers are going to curb stomp them today. There's the other part of me, it's like, nope, this is desperate Denver time, and I expect the best out of them. So I have a feeling I'm going to be torn on a lot of these picks, and this first one kind of kicks it off that way. I'm going to go Jokic as well, but I don't like it.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you all the way around.
All right, Jamal Murray versus Tatum. And that's where I was kind of looking at this. I think Murray's going to have one of his better games tonight. Not enough that, like, I'm running to him in DK. I'm just saying, like, I'm going to take him over Tatum here.
I'm actually going to take him over Paul George.
Oh, okay. I can get on board with that.
I like Tatum tonight. I like all three of these guys, but I agree with you about Murray tonight. And I also think Tatum could have a good game. So I'm going to go Murray over George.
Murray over George. I am not a big Paul George guy, so I can get on board with that. I think I could rethink this one a few times.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to go Murray over Tatum. I think you're going to see the best effort of Toronto tonight because it's a closeout desperation game.
So you like George over Tatum then, obviously.
Yeah, I don't think either of them would make like a DK or a FanDuel lineup of mine, though.
Okay, I get that.
All right, Jalen Brown versus Canba. I'll almost always take Canba right here. Brown's missing a lot of shots, and you lose points for missed shots here.
He's been very impressive otherwise, though. Like, he has been very impressive from like a defensive and shot creation standpoint. I'm going to go Van Vliet over Brown, though.
Oh, I didn't look that far down. Yeah, I'm with you. Give me Van Vliet over Brown as well.
Mm-hmm. So I like Van Vliet, best of that trifecta.
An interesting point. I don't know if it matters today, simply because it's a closeout game and this team wants to win. But like throwing in there that like this could be Van Vliet's last game before getting paid. I mean, if you're looking for any extra motivation, that can't hurt. I don't think he needs it today because it's a closeout game, and I think he was as motivated as they can come. But it can't hurt, right?
Well, hopefully it's not his last game.
Yeah, you see, good point. All right, Serge Ibaka versus Thies. Give me Thies. I don't even think Ibaka plays today.
Yeah, for sure.
OJ versus Lou. What you have to ask yourself again here is, what is this game flow like? Because if the game's competitive and they need offense, then you'd give me Lou Williams over OG. But we've seen Lou lose a lot of run throughout the playoffs. Like, one, he hasn't been as great as he normally is. But two, like, the game flow has to work out well for him. He is their closer, and they need him to close. And if the game is not super competitive in the fourth quarter, they don't need offense, then his role has been smaller than normal.
Yeah, OG definitely has the higher floor. I'm still going to go Lou Williams because I think this is another game where Denver gets up early and, like, they need Lou Williams scoring.
Yeah, and I'm with you. If you think Denver gets up early and they need Lou Williams scoring, then I think you go with Lou Williams. If you think that's not the way, you go with OG. OG is the floor. Williams is the upside. I play more for a floor than you do, not to lose often, whereas you're going to play for the upside. And Lou Williams is the upside guy.
He is, but, like, on that same, like, on the flip side of that for the next one, because I think that Denver is up early, I'm going to go Jeremy Grant over Porter. And obviously Porter has a much higher ceiling. But I think Denver plays well early, and their starters get a lot of run.
I'm going to go with Porter right here. I like what I've seen out of him lately. That could easily come crashing down today. But I like the aggressiveness. And while the kid needs to get in the gym and work on his defense, his rebounding and assertiveness while out there is enough to beat Jeremy Grant, in my opinion.
I get it.
So, all right, Millsap versus Marcus Morris. Here's another one. Millsap has got a nice ceiling. His floor is god-awful. He has been lost run. He has been inconsistent. He's been a little better in this series, but I trust him 0. That being said, if, like, I was looking for, like, a monster, like, GPP type of performance, I would take Millsap over Morris.
I'm going to take Millsap over Morris here.
And I'll take the floor, and I'll go with Marcus Morris. See, they've got a couple of these really interesting questions right here, making this a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Here's another one. Zubac versus Harrell. Like, if I just need 10 points for nobody to kick my dog, give me Zubac. But if I'm looking for, like, the bust-out game, like, Harrell, he's showing glimpses. He's still clearly not up and running fully. I'm going to go Zubac, but I couldn't fault anybody for taking Harrell.
With how I think this game plays out, I'm going to go Harrell.
So one of the things for Zubac that I do like today, though, now that I'm thinking about it, guys who get into foul trouble, I like them to make a concerted effort the next game not to do it again. So that helps me with Zubac right here.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you.
Ooh, I like this next one, though, too. Gary Harris, who showed some real nice signs last game, versus Norman Powell, who also did the same. If Ibaka's out, it's close. If Ibaka plays, this one's easy. It's Harris all the way. But if Ibaka's out, this is another tight one for me.
It is tight. I'm going to lean Harris, but I don't disagree with you one iota.
All right, Marc Gasol versus Robert Williams. This one's easy, Marc Gasol. Robert Williams seems to be losing his run the last game, and also I expect Ibaka to be out, which means Gasol might have to play some extra minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, you know what? If Ibaka's out, I might even go back to Gasol and DK, even though I don't love it.
Yeah, I don't hate it.
He's so uninspiring, though.
He is.
All right, Monty Morris versus Patrick Beverly. I believe Beverly remains on a minutes limit, just as an FYI for everybody.
He does. Morris is just so much better offensively than Beverly. I'm going to take Morris.
All right, I'll side with you. JaMychal Green versus Wanamaker. Green's having a nice series. Wanamaker had a nice game last game, but I don't expect Boston to be up by 30 in this one, so give me Green.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you.
Shamet or Reggie Jackson? Shamet.
I'm going to go Reggie. I think the backup Clips play well today.
All right. Plumlee versus Grant Williams. Give me Plumlee.
Yeah, sure, Plumlee.
And then Semi Ojeleye versus Terrence Davis. Ojeleye, I'd have to look at this one a little bit further. I have to go back and relook at how these guys' minutes are coming. This is not one I want to pick because I think both of them are, high candidates for DNPs or less than 5 minutes on the court.
I'm not sure how much Davis has played, but Ojeleye has been getting playing a little bit of run. So on that alone, I'm going to go Ojeleye.
Right? Like, this could be one where Ojeleye plays 6 minutes, gets you 3 points, and Davis plays 3 minutes as a quick breather and then doesn't do anything, and 3 points is enough. So I'm with Ojeleye as well.
Or Ojeleye plays 3 minutes, misses 2 shots, Davis doesn't play, and wins.
I think that kind of happened yesterday. I didn't go back and look at these closely because I know some of the things came off the board. But I think Mcgee versus Dwight Howard yesterday, if I remember correctly, Mcgee came in, played in the opener, had 1 turnover and no stats, and then Dwight Howard didn't play. And I think that would have ended up having Howard beat Mcgee that way.
Yeah, so there it is.
So it is possible, right? Again, I don't even know if they counted that one. I didn't look at yesterday's slates too closely. But that'd be kind of a nuts little thing to have happen.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. That's what we're looking at for overlay. I would encourage anybody still listening, if you got any picks that you like a lot, put some explanations and comments down below. Love to hear what you guys have to say. And we'll talk to you about some NFL Showdown here quickly.
Let's get it, guys. Thank you.